Welcome to The Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew, and let's get to the show.
Start spreading the news. I'm living today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker. I'm not nearly as cool as Frank Sinatra, in case you couldn't tell by that rendition of New York, New York. He's the coolest guy that ever lived, right? I've got numbers 2 and 3 with me, though. I got numbers 2 and 3 of the coolest guys that ever lived here. The $2 Sports Show, because it's Friday. So I got Rusty and I got Uncle Buck. How are we doing, fellas? Are we good? I see an Ole Miss baseball shirt, and is that a Mississippi State shirt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's regionals kickoff day today, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's I'm excited for my parents today because they're season ticket holders for Ole Miss baseball, and they have never experienced a home regional, and it is just the best because like this Friday and Saturday it's just baseball all day long, postseason baseball. Where you like to watch baseball, I'm excited for them. I wish I could be there.
It truly is the best time of the season for sure.
They've never hosted a regional?
No, they have not been season ticket holders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've hosted. I think the last time was like 2021. But they weren't season ticket holders and invested to the levels that they are right now.
I got you.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss and Mississippi State does it best too because you've got general admission where you can bring your own coolers and everything, and so it's really like if you get in the right section, it's like a family picnic for like a whole weekend. It's great.
My plan is for the next 2 days to be, which we'll talk about, I'm sure at the end, glued to a couch. Which, speaking of last night, when I stood up off the couch, I make noises because I'm an old man. And Maggie said, "Why do you always make noises when you get off the couch?" And I said, "Well, because I'm a grown man."
Get it, Uncle Buck? Grown.
Yeah, that was the worst one I've ever heard.
I'm going to say that about everyone I do.
I like
getting
this
worse.
This one the King Meeks put up is pretty good.
It's pretty good. But
dogs can operate MRI.
Welcome.
But cats can't.
Welcome to the party, King Meeks. He's finally getting on board with the funny jokes, and I'm here for it.
Just start calling it the punny grind. We're workshopping it. Either way, $2 and 1 Luke. I love it. It's like men. Am I the half?
No, it's more like the Three Amigos, right? With Chevy Chase, Martin Short, and Steve Martin. Yeah, come on.
I'm happy to be the half man, though. We're getting off. There it is. I don't know. We're getting off the rails. We did have basketball last night. Where, if you couldn't tell, we're a basketball show. But there was basketball. I mean, was there basketball last night? We asked yesterday for this game to be a good game, so we would at least get another game in the series. One of those things happened. We got another game in the series. It was not a good game. The New York Knicks won 111-94. Pacers' leading scorer was Benedict Mathurin with 23 of their 94 points.
It's a bad recipe.
Yeah, it's a bad recipe.
I mean, this was just New York was not going to lose on their home court in front of their home fans like that last night. Jalen Brunson took that team on his back, especially in the first half. I mean, just dominating performance, hitting buckets, getting fouls, getting the free throw line. And it wasn't like the obnoxious kind of free throw hunting that he normally does. But it was just a beat down last night. New York wasn't going out like that and gives the Pacers a chance to win on their home court Saturday night.
But because of the Pacers' history, I looked at my wife and they were down like 16 with 3 minutes to go. And I was like, this isn't over.
Yep.
This isn't over.
Yeah. Shout out Chris Ingram. He, in the second quarter last night, he texted and said, boys, put steak dinner on the Pacers money line right now while you still can, because there's a high likelihood that this thing isn't over.
Man, it's wild because I'm exactly with you guys. It's like with I mean, shoot, with a minute and a half left, I was like, I don't know. I think they can still get. I think it's still close because they've done it time and time again in the series. They just, I don't know. I mean, that crowd was next level last night. And I think
you had Rooster sitting courtside, with the little kid from Dune, Tim and their smoking hot wives. Like, it was sitting right next to Ben Stiller, Like,
and Jon Stewart was behind him, and Spike Lee.
I would love to just walk down like Celebrity Row in New York and just be like, "My name's Drew. What's yours?" To everybody that's there. It's like, "Oh, you think you're somebody because you get to sit front row at Madison Square Garden? I'm just going to make you introduce yourself to me as if I don't know you."
You know, and TJ McConnell was doing, man. You sent that picture to us where he's just like all of them are right there.
He's wearing. I was about to say, like, if you look, and I was just about to bring that up. You look in there. That's a who's who. You got Jon Stewart, one of the best like reaction photo faces I've seen in a long time. Ben Stiller standing up. You've got Miles Teller there. You got Timothy Chalamet or whatever his last name is sitting there between the Kardashian people. And it's just an epic who's who, and TJ McConnell hitting the 3 in the jaw twos right in front of him. Like, incredible. Incredible.
Those, we got to talk about those jaw twos he's wearing because those look like they're team issued. Like,
which ones are those?
I hadn't seen the black. I got the white ones. Yeah, the white with the black. They're like the
those look like very much high school team issued jobs.
It's like the old. You remember when you were kids and you had the old shirts that they were like jerseys? They just had a number on them, but no team affiliation.
We called them pennies.
Pennies, yeah, pennies. That's just like number 4. It's like why? That's what they look like.
These are the nondescripts, like the jaw 2 nondescripts. Is what
the jaw 2 pennies. I don't know this. I think, is there anything to take from this game? Let's ask that. I mean, because I think we were all like, this is going to go back to 6 to the field house. So Pacers can win on their home floor. The Knicks aren't going to lose in the Garden in front of this crowd. I mean, like, is there anything? The only thing that I have noticed out of these last couple games is I can't believe I'm about to say their 2 names. The DeLon Wright, Landry Shamet combo for New York has been.
It's been better. Like Tom Thibodeau's actually like tapping into his bench a little bit and being rewarded for it because they played some big minutes, especially defensively from Shamet last night. He had some big threes. Like, it's kind of like Thibodeau might be onto something here. Like, maybe I shouldn't just play 5 dudes 55 minutes a night.
Yep.
I mean, we got to this point last year where it was just like everybody started getting hurt.
Yeah.
And now I just think like everybody, I mean, it's a drag playing every other night. I mean, there haven't even been an extra travel day through the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's every other night. And you look at a game in which you had one day to get from Indiana to New York again to play another game at Madison Square Garden. Like, yeah, I mean, to me, it's honestly common sense. And especially if you've got a lead early and you can just, it's what Taylor Jenkins used to do. Is just like, hey, I'm going to throw this guy out here. And if we can sustain it, great. If not, let's just, start over.
And leave him out there for a little bit too long.
Yeah. I was just like, they threw him out there and it was like, hey, this works. And our guys can rest a little bit. A best case scenario.
Yeah. I mean, it should. We're talking about the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks played great defense and they made their shots, which is a pretty good recipe to win a basketball game. The Pacers did not play well. I mean, they got 3 points from Nesmith, which he seemed a little limited. I mean, he seemed like he hurt his ankle in that last game, and he's kind of coming.
That shot may be wearing off a little bit.
Yes, yes. But Miles Turner had 5 points.
Hallie had 8, and you just tell, like, last night the Knicks threw everything they had at Hallie, and it's like, you're just not going to be the one that beats us. Like, you're just not. And so Mathurin ended up with 23. Siakam had 15. Like, that's a lighter game for Siakam with how he's been playing lately.
They had like a 44-point half in the first half, and that's just totally uncharacteristic.
I mean, think of the psychology of this, though, because you're the team that's up 3-1. You have to be beaten 3 times in a row. And if you lose this game on the road, okay, we're going back to Indiana. And it's just, I've got to feel like it's got to be hard to kind of give 100%, knowing that you've busted your humps to get up 3-1 and you've got to be swept the rest of the way, or you're going to the NBA Finals. And this one game with 1 day of travel across the country, I get that out of the way and I get to go back home again.
Yeah, I was about to say the biggest thing is Game 6 being at home. That's huge.
I would always rather, if I was the team, I always rather the teams win at home, like clinch at home, anyways.
And that's a really, really good point because you look.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? Hats off to you, brother. Especially I want to say when you look at the starters here, the starters 100% played like exactly what you just said. They were 3 of 13 from 3. They weren't. It's not like they weren't playing like their season was about to end.
Right.
But you got to look, the role players like Shepard, Toppin, McConnell, and Matherin all played their typical selves, like 8+ points each of them, know, and if those guys still played to their standards and the starters were just like, look, we're going to take this sucker back home and win, then I think it's going to bode well for them.
Wayno brings up a good point. Like Josh Hart made all the hustle plays last night. Shout out to Wayno in this picture here. Made all the hustle plays last night. Like he got every board, every 50-50 ball. It felt like, especially like in that third quarter where it was kind of like the Pacers started making a run and then Hart was tapping out every rebound and chasing one down on the sidelines. And like last night, Josh Hart just wanted that and just out hustled most of the Pacers team.
Yep. Towns, we haven't said his name yet because we don't like him around here. Towns had a good game, like 24 points, 13 boards. It seems like this is a series that the Indiana doesn't necessarily seem to have a specific answer for the way that Towns likes to play this game. Sassy. They don't have a sassy.
Listen, I was watching the game and Haley was on the couch with me, and she's not in the weeds on the NBA like we are. She knows her Grizzlies players, but that's about it. And,
I'm excited to see what you're saying.
He gets an and-1 cat, and she's like, "Wouldn't you love the Grizzlies to have him?" And I was like, No, I wouldn't. And she said, "Why? He looks good." I was like, "I don't know how to explain it to you. I just don't like him. I never liked him. He's extremely sassy. His voice changes all the time. I just
passes like that.
I don't like him."
Yeah, him and Hallie have a voice off because they both have about 4 different voices that they can throw out at any time, in any interview, in any context. And so,
do not put them in the same sentence.
No, go ahead, Rusty. Go ahead.
I was going to say, there's been a faction of the Grizz fans in the last week that have been taking victory laps saying we need to trade Jaren for Cat. Like Jaren needs to go. We need Cat.
Get off Twitter, Rusty. It's a dark place.
It is. I'm starting to meet these people, which is I'm grateful for.
I heard. I think it was Brian Hurst is the thing you carry dead people in. Talking yesterday, he was like, Hallie and Cat both have high waist and long legs, and he was trying to use that as like a reason that they're weird. Brother, my waist is like right out of frame. I have a high waist and long legs, and I'm not as weird as I'm a weirdo, but I'm not as weird as Cat.
We're just a little weird around here, right?
That's what I call the Chet Holmgren. Because buddy, I saw him in street clothes in the FedEx Forum, and he looks like an alien. His torso is the same size as mine.
Yeah, because at least like Wemby being an alien, he is at least proportional. I've seen him in street clothes. I've seen him like he looks like a normal human that just got stretched really big. But you're absolutely right. Like Chet Holmgren is an alien.
He looks like he had that leg surgery in China or wherever they go, where they break your legs and stretch it and break it and stretch it. And
this might be the most accurate thing ever uttered in our comments. Their voices are like those slide whistles that can change. Well done, Edward. That's good,
Edward. That's
shout out.
Excellent. So I guess if you're. I mean, did you even see? He was on the broadcast last night. Van Gundy, I think it was like 2 minutes left. Van Gundy was like, "There's still time for Cat to get a bad foul." He said it on the broadcast, and it's like,
and then he got that fifth foul.
Yeah. They were like, "There's still time. I wouldn't put him back out there." And it's just like, I'm expecting this next game to go to the Fieldhouse, Pacers take care of business, and Cat to maybe have a Cat game where he's fouls out, where he's
sentence that was. I expect Indiana to go back to the Fieldhouse and beat the Knicks. Like, we would have never thought that. Never.
No, in September, we would never have had this conversation. October,
what are you talking about? In March, in April, a month ago. What are you?
Yep.
What we would have never thought this would happen.
I was talking with a buddy of mine. He works at Grind City named Zach. We were talking about that this week. He's a big Pacers guy. He's from up that area, big Colts fan, big Pacers guy. And he's like, we're just playing with house money at this point. He's like, everything's just fun. Like, it's just fun time to watch basketball. And I'm like, it must be nice.
It must be nice. It must be very nice. Like, any last thoughts on this game before we take a quick break?
We got a weird off night tonight.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Basketball.
College baseball.
College baseball.
State plays tonight. They're the late game against Northeastern. Hail State.
You're absolutely right. I'm going to watch. I'm going to
Northeastern Community College.
From Boonville, Mississippi.
My
We went to
cousin went to
school
school there. I went 9 semesters at that community college.
Man, Uncle Buck, you need an ounce of hope after that, brother. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back.
Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderland Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer.
And we're back. I had a really funny image during that commercial of Cat having an Ounce of Hope pre-roll, smoking it, and then when he was done, his voice being like, "Hey, everybody!" Like maybe that's what he
Turns
needs.
into
Maybe
James Earl Jones.
yeah, maybe he
That's
just
it.
needs a little ounce of hope, and his voice will be
That's it.
changing.
Hey, real quick, I do want to talk about these. This is a non-THC alternative. This is a CBD and curcumin capsule. It's called their Rebound, and it helps with just like mental fog, malaise. I didn't sleep good last night. Shelby's been having some stomach issues, so we were up at 2:30 and 4 and 5:15. But it just kind of helps with the mental fog and just a little bit of energy, kind of clarity. So big fan of those. If THC and cannabis aren't your thing, it's a little capsule.
Oh, it's a
little
capsule.
soft gel. Mhm. Pop them in the morning, no THC, just CBD and curcumin. It can help with some of that mental fog. So check that out if THC is not your thing.
Heck yeah.
Lord knows you need some of that.
Yeah, I'm getting old, brother.
The mental, I mean, mental fog would be a good nickname if you were actually, you're great, Rusty. You're sharp as a tack. Give yourself some credit. You know who else? You know who's not as sharp as a tack? That's the bad one. Quick question: are the Memphis Grizzlies? Oh wait,
shout out Edward too. CBD gummies help with knee pain. So shout out Edward, that boy.
The gummies are great for knee pain. Knee pain sucks. Are the Grizzlies cursed?
Yes.
The Curse of the Crystal Skull, is that the name of it? That's what I'm going to call it. The Curse of the Crystal Skull. Because if you don't know this urban legend, if the crystal skull they found on top of the Bass Pro Shop pyramid that was put there by the founder or the
Indiana Jones.
No, that's the movie with the aliens. There was a real crystal skull that they found. Have you not heard this, Uncle Buck? Oh my God. Let me get the exact urban legend up. So when the crystal skull at the top of the Bass Pro Shop pyramid, they apparently, no, not the crystal skull, the Indiana Jones movie. Okay. So they said that they smelled something in the pyramid and they found a box in the early 1990s at the top that had a crystal skull in it, that apparently the person that built it put it up there because he was a weird Egyptologist. He like worshiped some weird Egypt god or whatever. And they took it out of the pyramid. Long story short, they're saying that thing was cursed because it was an ancient Egypt artifact that we removed. And in doing so, unleashed the curse of an ancient deity. I don't know.
It sounds like something Egyptian.
I don't know.
We're Christian.
We're
well, believe
they found Jesus's skull in the top of the pyramid and they moved it. The reason I bring this up is because we talked about Tariq Barbaric on Tuesday, and then the poor bastard tore his ACL yesterday, and what a horrific injury. I just don't.
So thankfully it did come out that there was no ligamentous damage, but watching that video, that is the textbook mechanism of injury of ACL tear. When it happened, he hit and hyperextended that knee. I had zero doubt in my mind that there was an ACL tear, but thankfully he is still young and made of rubber. And so he was able to bounce back, but he did not have ligamentous damage, but he is going to be on the shelf for some time with some, there's going to be some stretching in there at the very least.
If you had hashtag Ask Dr. Drew, I'd have told you he didn't tear his ACL. He's fine. He's just being a big old baby. which did fit in perfectly with the Grizzlies.
Like I said in the group chat yesterday, and like I said on Twitter, like our injury luck is so bad that it is literally extending to people that are just whispered in Grizzly circles. Like there was nothing confirmed. There wasn't a hard contract. This was just a, hey, the Grizzlies are going to bring him in for some summer league try and see what happens. Boom, hurts his knee. Like we are that freaking cursed.
We were sniffing a little bit of joy. It was like, it's like when you walk to a campsite and they have those really crappy, like concrete bathrooms. You're like 100 feet away and you're like, ooh, not using that. It's like they smelled our joy and they were like, no, we're taking it from you because let's just go through it. What do you think? Yeah.
I think it's less of a curse and more of a karma for constantly like sitting players on back-to-back, being weenies. You know, you go look at the 4 teams, or I guess now the 3 teams that are left in the NBA playoffs. And it was even true for Minnesota as well. So Final Four, like, dude, they didn't take nights off. They played every night, every single night. They didn't nurse anything. It wasn't like some kind of return to play plans. Like, oh, you're healthy, okay, go play.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Play a lot of minutes.
I was reading something yesterday just about how the Thunder are like that, Drew. Like they competed every night. They won 68 regular season games. Like they played the game correctly, but it's just overshadowed by SGA and his tomfoolery and the corniness that is the team. But like Kenny said yesterday on the 2 Buck Sports Show, maybe we need some more guys that are corny about basketball. But yeah, the Thunder. If it wasn't for some of the antics, like I would appreciate the Thunder, and if I didn't deep-seated hate them from like 2010 through 13. But they competed every night to win 68 games this year.
And it's not only that, but it's like you even switch the spotlight over to like Hallie, where Hallie didn't have a great first half of the season. He was kind of like, he even said that he was coming like kind of a slow getting back to it from the Olympics, getting on social media. But the dude still went out there and competed every single night. He wasn't, he was mentally, he was in a mental funk, but he didn't let that stem to off the court stuff. He still went out there and he competed. And it's important. It's important.
I do. You've got to keep the main thing. And that's what I feel like all these teams that are left do, and what all the good teams do. And I'm hoping that you see guys like SGA and Halliburton and Mike Conley and all these guys, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. You see these guys have success, and it's different than LeBron because LeBron had the antics. It was the flopping. It was the constantly whining and complaining. It was the blaming anybody but yourself. But now you're looking at who's winning this year, and it's a bunch of guys who are just like hard-nosed, compete every single trip down the court, both sides of the ball for 82 and now 100 games a year. Like that's what I like to see from players who are having postseason success.
Yeah. And those it makes rooting for a team like Indiana or the Knicks, not the Thunder, a little bit easier because of the way they compete and they play.
Absolutely. But I mean, I'll be I'm not come around on the Thunder, but they've got everything that you want in spades as well. Yeah. They just happen to be bitter rivals for the last 15 to 20 years for us. And so it's hard for us to give that credit. But I mean, if we weren't just absolute haters, we may be giving them their props, which is like, is this the greatest team that's ever played basketball?
Yeah.
I mean, truly, because their depth, the way they play on both ends, but like the flopping of SGA and then just the Steven Adams flashbacks that I'm currently having of him and Zebo getting into it and those old Thunder teams just. But hey, we have a local Memphis curse expert here in King Meek saying that the curse ends in 2055. So we got a while to go, boys.
I ain't gonna make it that long. That's gonna be a lot.
At that point, I'll be 67?
Math. Math. I don't know. We're not gonna talk about I'm out. Enough about curses and about old age. I'm gonna live to be forever. Moving on. So I want to shout this out. We in our group chat we're haters for the Thunder, not haters against other Grizzlies podcasts. There's a lot of good stuff out there. We listened little podcast called Game Theory. They were talking about really good. This shout out Wayno. He showed us these guys are good. They just talking about possible don't get choked up, Rusty. It'll be okay. Possible replacements that could come in free agency. And I started thinking about this. I want to just kind of narrow this down a little bit more specifically. This sentence are 2 big impending free agents, both in terms of I guess, stature and money. I'm excluding Santi Aldama in this because he's restricted. Are unrestricted free agents. Luke Kennard and Marvin Bagley Jr. These are also two guys, which we might be a little bit more. I need to really open that CBA and look into it more. But I know that sign and trades might be a little bit more difficult with us having to extend Jaron now as opposed to the late if he got the Supermax. I know our hands are more tied now had he gotten the Supermax. But long and short of it, I wanted to look for possible substitutions we could bring in for these guys. Stand-ins, I did substitute stand-ins because it's alliteration and it sounded good.
I like it.
Yeah, you get it. Possible free agents that we can come in. And for me, what I found very interesting when I went through this list, I was not looking for people that were top 25, top 30 free agents because I don't believe we are going to be able to swing anybody with that's going to command that type of payday. I think that if we look at teams like Cleveland, like Indiana, I think that we are going to need to build from the middle. And to do that, you have to sign guys to really, I don't want to say cheap, really, really affordable deals. And I was just wanted to bat about some ideas of guys that we could possibly bring in on the cheap that could replace and if not exceed the production we got from these two guys. I bring up the game theory.
The production of Luke Kennard and Marvin Bagley.
I could probably do that.
Big shoes.
I know. Look, it's summertime. I will start. Well, and let's give Game 3 credit. They mentioned Sam Merrill, and I love this name as Luke Kennard replacement. In our expansion draft we did at the beginning of last season, I took Sam Merrill in my top 5. I love that dude.
I remember that.
I love me some Sam Merrill. So
he's a career 38% three-point shooter. He's not a revolving door on defense. Is he a great defender? No, but he at least gets in the way more than Luke Kennard did. Luke Kennard is an absolute liability, much like Ryan Gosling in Remember the Titans. The next time y'all's ladies is drooling over him, remember that he lost his helmet because they took his helmet away because he couldn't play. But Sam Merrill would be a decent fill-in if you want like a similar type player who shoots threes at a high clip and is a less than good defender. Then Sam Merrill's your guy.
This is a guy too.
I'm not as high on it.
He will be. I mean, not a single team out there will be able to leave him alone on offense like that. He is going to demand attention no matter what because he's one of the best catch and shoot. He's just really good from beyond the arc. So this is somebody that I think that we could bring in we might be able to sign him with using one of our MLEs, like one of the exceptions. Like this guy is not, I don't see him going. Cleveland's got a lot of guys they're going to have to pay. I think he could be one of the casualties. I would love to see Sam Merrill come in and replace Luke Kennard as a possibility. Wait, what?
A white guy that shoots 37% from 3. I'm out. For those reasons, I'm out.
It's a no for me, dog.
No,
I'm fine with it. Again, he's Luke 2.0, right? He shoots a little bit less, but he shoots
Luke
more like percentage.
Is the
shoots
statistical
more,
greatest 3-point shooter in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
He just chooses not to shoot.
Yeah,
this guy is not.
Yeah,
but he's not afraid to shoot.
Yeah, he does help with floor spacing. You're right, Luke. He's going to help with that. But again, if we get better defensively with him, it's marginal because he'll at least stand in the way, but he's still not a great defender.
Did you go defense? Because I got a defensive name for you guys. Yeah, go ahead. Give me.
I was going to say I'll let you take this one because I went a bit more like Marvin Bagley replacement.
Cool.
So you go ahead.
Because I bashed my head against the wall looking at Marvel Bagley stuff. So Wayno, I saw this. Did you bump up Cam Spencer? I don't think you need to keep him on that 2-way. But
2-way, please keep him on 2-way. Don't be silly.
Don't be silly.
I mean, if we're talking about the other option being Sam Merrill, though, I mean, maybe
get out of here.
Cam Spencer.
New.
Are y'all really going to die on the Sam Merrill train here?
I'm saying keep Cam Spencer on the 2-way. Spencer on the 2-way. Leave him there.
The other guy, if you want a defensive shooting guard who is also an okay offensive option, Amir Coffey for the Clippers.
I saw that name.
A little bit older, brings in a little bit, and comes from veteran teams. The dude is I would say an above average defender, and actually that's a plus. It's not a marginal bump on offense. Or on defense, pardon me. It's like a legitimate raising the floor of your second unit's defense. And he's good on offense as well. I don't know. Those are two guys that I think are affordable. I looked for dudes that are in like ranking below in the 40 and under free agents out of all these lists, guys that are going to be easy to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to stake my claim for Al Horford.
You stole my thunder. It's my first name. Dadgummit.
Oh, I didn't know we had names. I just like Al Horford, Miles Turner. Like, I want vets. I don't want white guys.
So the names that I came up with, I was looking for the same thing. I've got 2 vets and I've got 2 younger guys that might could fill in some roles here. So the 2 vets that I came up with that are below Marvin Bagley's type of contract would be Al Horford.
Yeah.
Yes, he doesn't give you the rim protection and bounce that Marvin Bagley can have on occasion, but he's a competent 3-point shooter. He's a vet with finals and NBA championship experience.
One of the best vets in the league right now.
He's just a great guy, a great competitor, a great teammate, a great locker room presence from all intents and purposes. And so Al Horford would be at the top of that list for me because you could get him probably on an exception, kind of in that like MLE type range.
And he's probably going to be a casualty of Boston figuring their
At 38 years old, he played almost 28 minutes a game.
Jesus.
That's Ja Morant minutes.
Yeah, I mean, exactly right.
Full
It's Taylor
time
Jenkins offense for sure.
He'll fit right in.
The other name that I came up with is less sexy, is less flashy, but it's the guy who's been around for a while. He's been on a lot of winning teams, and he's a vet, and that's Nicholas Batum. He's an unrestricted free agent. Batum, the Frenchman, may be a good option for the Grizzlies for a veteran post presence.
I had Batum too. The only other vet that I liked for
Batum is just French Al Horford, though. We know this.
But that's it. That's what I'm saying. It's the same vein. It's the same vein. You see what I'm going for? A veteran who's a competent 3-point shooter and can be a leader. Like, you see what I'm going for.
In that same vein, I looked at Larry Nance Jr. I think that if you can consolidate that spot with a vet, I think that's an easy spot to upgrade with a vet. Who are your young guys there? Who'd you see there?
Yeah, so Naz Reid obviously is going to come up, but somebody's going to way overpay Naz Reid, so I don't think he's going to come. He wouldn't be one of the guys coming to Memphis. Wayno's talked about Luke Cornett an awful lot. If you just want pure rim protection and defense, like one of us, like Cornett could be an option. Kuminga from Golden State is going to be an interesting one to watch as well, because it's he's probably going to be overpaid. Somebody taking a flyer on him, but if he misses that first round of like free agent signings and he's kind of hanging out there, that you can like get him on a more team friendly deal, I would take a chance on Jonathan Kuminga.
That scares me because if Steve Kerr just says like, yeah, I'm not playing you, like, because it's never been a talent thing with Kuminga, and there's been plenty of opportunities for him to play on that Warriors team, and he just chose not to play him. Like it was just, it's not like, oh, he fell out of the rotation. He just actively chose not to play him.
And if you don't like that, a couple other names that will be out there will be DFS. He's a restricted free agent, so Dorian Finney-Smith might be available as a casualty if the Lakers trying to restructure for one more type of run. Bobby Portis is another vet that's going to be available.
I looked at Bobby Portis.
I'm afraid he's going to be too expensive. I had Larry Nance Jr. as well. And then lastly, if you want a vet that we know Ja Morant listens to, Jay Crowder is an unrestricted free agent this summer.
Pass. I don't think he's got anything left in the tank. Unlike Horford, I don't think that Crowder is. I mean, he's in Udonis Haslam.
Maybe like a Derrick Rose on the bench.
Yeah, that's what it would be. It'd be like a player coach type situation with him. So give me a guy like Horford or Batum that'll still give us some production.
Does Yabusele do anything for you?
Yeah. He's a name on the list that I did. It'd be fun. Like, you talk about some athleticism and stuff. I don't hate it.
I want Uncle Buck to have to root for a Frenchman. Now that we're talking about Batum and Yabusele, I kind of like.
Precious Achiuwa is another name that's on there from the Knicks. He could come back to Memphis. It sounds French. He's from Memphis, played college ball as a Tiger. Maybe Achiuwa, bless you, could be the guy.
Achiuwa.
Makes me think of Quentin Williamson for the Jets when he sneezed, blessed himself, and thanked himself in his NFL draft interview. It's one of my favorite moments of all time in the NFL draft. Bless you. Thank you. And then he keeps going.
Maybe I'm too much of a prisoner of the moment, but like, I'll take Malik Beasley. He can move his house arrest to Shelby County. That would be fun.
Somebody's gonna pay that dude. That dude's gonna
pay
for his 3-point percentage, man. Somebody like the Magic is who I think of for Malik Beasley, because they need shooting so bad that they're gonna mortgage the farm for him. And I just don't know that we would get in a bidding war for that.
it's going to be interesting either way, man. There's guys that I keep seeing that this isn't a flashy free agent class, but I just don't think it's a flashy free agent class at the top. If you're the Grizzlies and you need some role players, there's a lot of guys that
Chris
I
Paul?
like. Chris Paul.
No, God, no.
God,
I would protest outside
You
the
want a
FedEx
vet?
Forum every night.
Before we get out of here,
I take Chris Paul with the passion of 1,000 suns.
I'm just
man. Get outta
saying.
here. I like that.
Check.
I would rather have
I took Paris off
veterinarian.
the stage. I took Paris off the stage yesterday. You're real close. You're real
And this
close.
isn't your show, Rusty. You can't take anybody off the stage.
And I don't know how to do it. You guys do it every time, and it confuses me. What are we doing this weekend, fellas? Before we get out of here, are we watching baseball? Are we fully locked into baseball?
I am watching baseball, watching college baseball, watching 8U coach pitch baseball.
Ooh,
That's about it. It's just a baseball weekend.
it's baseball weekend. How about you?
Just
Rusty?
I'm Marty Huggins, and I'm playing baseball this weekend.
Yes.
Yep, watching baseball, watching Mississippi State plays tonight. There's gonna be some great regional action this weekend. I'm going home to see Pop, so I'm gonna watch some baseball with him and just kind of hang out. Hopefully, Shelby gets over the stomach bug that she's had because I'm getting tired.
You're like, I'm tired of this.
Of her like getting up and like standing by the bed, like wiggling, like looking at me, and we go outside. And she, God bless her. Yesterday morning, it was like dead quiet in my backyard. It's 4 a.m. No sounds. I let her out. I'm like, go potty, and I'm standing there, keep my eyes kind of closed to try and like stay asleep so I can go right back to bed. Right. All of a sudden, you just hear out in the yard, and I was like, "Oh, poor girl." Going to it. So I was getting Shelby better and watching baseball as my weekend plan.
Oh, I love it. I might have to watch baseball too. We took Finn. Finn's in Europe, so the kid is in Europe. He's doing a Europe trip. Thinks he's better than me because
Euro trip.
Euro trip for a 14-year-old. I'm nervous. I'm scared.
He's going to Amsterdam.
Yep, that's where they went today. So I'm worried. It doesn't matter.
Brought to you by.
But yeah, kid's gone. So I'm literally, I camped last weekend, so I'm going to be lazy. I'm probably gonna watch baseball. Like I slept in a tent all last weekend, so I'm literally just gonna sit on the couch, become Jabba the Hutt, eat popcorn, and watch television. I'm pretty excited about
Sounds
it.
great.
Yeah, pretty
That's
pumped.
not good. Yeah.
I'll send
Minority-
some kids your way if you need some kids.
That's gonna do it for the show today. Everybody have a good weekend. We will be back on Monday, probably to preview some Western Conference finals. I don't know. We'll see.
Finals.
NBA finals. I don't know what year it is. Thank you guys for watching today. Thank you for hanging out in the comments. It was popping 2025. Have a great weekend, y'all. Be safe. Take care of each other. If we can leave you all with anything like we normally do, remember these two things. Remember to be a little weird. Looks like we're enjoying. And remember to smile. Bye, guys. Have a good one.